Oh, another frosty morning. This car's been here almost a year. It's finally getting out. Whew. Here's an interesting trick I learned, by the way. If you put some spray glue on the windows, spray adhesive, you know, just like you would for upholstery, or Dantac, I think is what I was using. It'll keep that window from falling apart even more. So I moved the 240 down here. Of course it doesn't run, but all things considered, I'm pretty proud of my parking job. However, it does look a little meager sitting in the street like this, so I need to put a bumper on it and then get some trim pieces pretty much ASAP, because people are going to be complaining sooner or later, and we can't have that. I'm happy to get a spot free in the driveway again, but I'm also more happy to have this thing complete. Show Off Wednesday on the Scotty Kilmer channel. Today we have a customer car. No, I don't, but look at this baby. Hey, is that brown leather? I mean, brown seats? Yeah. Oh, this is Steven's car. Oh. Look at that brown beautifulness. It's like you're in the inside of a cigar. Yeah. Well, there we go. That's us appreciating another clean 240. Rainy day here at the yard, so Søren and I are just having a good time. Oh, hello. We're back at the junkyard today. It's a beautiful rainy Sunday. I'm pulling off the trim on this 264 because it's a full one-piece rubber on the top of the bumper. Of course, all the stainless is right here in this nice surround, but I'm not going to put holes in my hood, so I don't need to worry about that. If you look behind you, one row, where just 3 days ago, there was a Volvo 244 Turbo. It's gone. They worked really quick to get that out of here. I'm using a pick because I don't want to tear off these little rubber plugs. They are pretty old. And the holes inside should more or less be the same with the holes that come on the later 240s and the 240s of the same year here, actually. Here for fan clutch today. No fan clutch on this old silver one. Well, there is, but it's easier to get to on the other car.
Hey, Dave.
Look at that, 06.
Dave, did you see this?
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Sexy time. Ooh, look how that moves so freely.
Oh, she's complete. Oh. Someone's coming to look at my S60R right now.
You know what Dave want. You know what Dave want.
Wow. That's a huge control arm on this old 72 Triumph TR7. Because obviously I can identify every single car by just looking at the door. If you bought an 03 Accord that took 5W20, the lighter weight oil was displaced by the extra weight of a rotor that the factory attached to the top of the engine. Wow, this is so great. And they even bought it from Roswell.
Roswell?
I love it. These are great cars. American by birth, gun owner by choice. Fluoride. There's poison in the tap water, making the frogs gay. God bless America that we have the freedom to disagree. Am I right? I'm right. Just tell me I'm right, or I'm gonna start yelling at you two, you globalist, capitalist, son of a... Gosh, it's hard to do that voice, but I like it. All right, let's go. Look how nice and fluid this is. Oh, yes. That feels beautiful. So with that in place, we're now going to remove the timing cover. Looks like it's got a broken plastic on the side. I'll put some epoxy on it. The rest of it's intact, more or less. They don't need much, but people are always over tightening and breaking them. I'm gonna keep these bolts. Funny how you have a whole bunch of spare parts and you sell the car. The parts go with it and you tell yourself, I'm not buying another one of these cars. Next thing you know, you have. Don't forget the screw on top. So the reason I'm not picking up this fan, even though it does look newer, it's got some cracks in it. And mine doesn't, even though it's yellow, so I don't think I need to replace mine yet. If I do break my fan someday, absolutely, I will probably regret not picking this one up. Something I learned recently, this rubber plug here goes right over the bolt for the timing belt tensioner, because the belts stretch and you need to readjust it by loosening it and then tightening it after 1,000 miles, something like that. So that's actually a really interesting tidbit that I had no idea, and that's why those plugs are right there. And also the cover was cutting a groove into here. I'm not sure if that's just different manufacturing on the water pump, because if you have a pump that's in a few more millimeters, of course this will get in the way of the timing cover, because they're usually eaten up. Or the mounts on these break and then these sit forward a little too much. It's common sense. I don't feel like a smart guy. Maybe I am. Maybe I really am. I'll compress the spring, you pull off the belt. Slip it off on the tensioner. Or that. Beautiful, thank you. Yeah, I'm glad these aren't GMs where you need to use pullers to get all this stuff off. But I want someone to know that I care enough to leave these parts here for them. Not. I think it's, oh my gosh, are you serious? I'm over here trying to get tools. All right. There's a very obvious cam seal leak here, and nasty all around. Look at the intermediate shaft. The timing housing itself looks like that's probably never been done, or it's way past service. All right, and easy access to the dizzy, but this dizzy's got a break in the cap. That's interesting. Also, real smooth sailing on this piece. There's no crunchiness in the bearing, which tells me that these are nice. They last quite a bit, which is good because I'm reusing mine. I'm like a floating baby seal in the back of the wagon. That's embarrassing. We're pulling off, oh my gosh. We're working on getting that handle off. I'll show you how to do it in another video. 4 nuts, couple of clips. Ow! 4 nuts. 4 nuts, make or break a man. Whether they're macadamia, Brazilian, cashews. Oh, cashews will really break a man. Or any of the above.
Get out of there.
4 nuts.
Get out of your home.
Søren.
What?
I believe in your ability.
Use hand.
Hand hammer? Well, Thor's hammer. Sometimes he has to rely on his fists. Push the handle.
Oh. Hold on. Find it. There we go.
The updated version has bumpers here and a little thing in there to feed it in, as well as these bumpers. Søren said he wanted to show me something. What do you got?
This is true New Mexico custom right here, bro.
Next level.
Oh, the fabrication work there.
Oh, baby.
Is that cardboard?
Where? Good reuse of the material.
Oh, no, that's metal. That's
looks like they just bent it with some pliers.
That could be someone's toolbox.
And where did you mount, little guy? Oh, wow. That's great. I hope they didn't stop there.
Wait, well, let's see. That's, of course, the guillotine hood here. Oh, no, customization keeps going.
Oh, get out of here.
Like the little piano hinge there with the, that's a typical thing you find in chain link fence right there.
Oh my gosh. I love America. Yeah, that's what happened to Mary Stuart, Queen of Scots right there. Ooh, I'm glad the credits rolled before the axe came down.
I mean, what stops somebody from just like, no, here, let me go put this shit in the trunk here. Oh, I just put it backwards.
America's finest right here. When you bring in your tourist friends or your foreign exchange students and you're hosting them, take them to the junkyard. Just have them poke around at some of the great things we get ourselves into. And then put them in there. No, don't. Okay, America's finest. Why do I even bother?
Well, I just love the holes that you have to drill in the hood there to make that work. And then this little, oh, look, see, got some little wood screws there. Little wood screw action.
Whatever they had.
I appreciate
Do
it.
the doors open normally? I don't want to know. I think it's time to call it.
Custom Lambo doors, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, how would they make that work?
No, they don't.
Disappointing. Come on, guys. Why stop halfway to greatness? Finally! This is a weird sight. bumper went on without any major difficulty. The biggest issue I came across was just that rubber trim piece that I wanted to put on from the 70s 240s. And just in time, my FCP box arrived with parts for this car. I don't think it's the timing belt, it's probably another box. So I started with the center hole here, and it's ripped now because as we went along, they were off. This one matched okay. This one needed a bit of a stretch. This one needed a larger stretch, and so on and so forth. Of course, that last one, of course, didn't even reach. The whale tail bumper, it's a total different fitment. That's just what I call it. The early stainless bumpers are total different fitment. So, oh well, I might just toss that piece. I'll hang on to it. If anybody really needs one and they don't mind that it's missing 1, 2, 3, 4 of the center rubber pieces, you know, holler at me and we'll see what we can do here. Otherwise, she gone bye-bye. I was considering painting the golden lip, but it almost matches the beige interior. Anyway, I just like this color. There was a 240 I helped out earlier in 2018 that had like a couple of golden doors, or maybe a blue door and a gold door. This is a budget thing, and I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. I just want to get the car back on the road first, and then we'll worry about how pretty she's going to be. Now, the body damage in the front here, I had to, you know, you can see I pried up that little bit with the screwdriver because it did sit kind of low. Otherwise, it does get covered with the trim piece, but it looks like, you know, that trim piece needs to come out pretty far. You can see the tan line on it. And I'll show you underneath a couple issues I had. All right, so underneath the bumper, you know, there's these little guys here, and those hold this in, but what really holds it in, because they just basically cup around and it fits, but what really holds this piece in are on the back side here. What really holds them in, these little clips in here. You see the top one's missing there, and the bottom one's missing over here. When I was trying to get those side pieces on, those clips popped out pretty easily, and they flew around. So if I can find them, I will be happy to put them back in place. Otherwise, I only have 3 out of 8 holding the skin on the bumper. That's not so scary because on the side of the bumper, you've got these 2 guys. You know, they both go in like this. And you could see in the time lapse that I had to pull one out, which is why I popped off the skin of the bumper. I didn't want to remove those bolts. This side here, the nut was missing, which is no bueno. There's not much to this nut. It's just sort of hot glue pressed in place. You know, they just melt the plastic around it a little bit, and that's it. So if you over tighten them, they will pop out. Don't over tighten these. Never over tighten a 10mm anything. It's awfully tempting. So I'm glad that I had an extra one of those from the junkyard. Otherwise, I'd be using some sort of screw. And me, I don't like to screw around. I like to bolt things up right. Now the hood still has a bow, of course. It lines up okay in the front, but let's see, Søren has an idea how to fix that. You can see like a strap mark in the middle where if you put a strap around it and maybe like a board on the front, a piece of wood, it should push down on this side. I would try it by hand, but I'm nervous about creasing. So we'll worry about that. And some of you guys have been kind enough to offer front headlight pieces. We'll explore the options and see where I can get them first of all. So I got my fan clutch in a sock and tailgate hatch here. I saw some like new looking O2 sensors that I just had to take in case. That's how it is when you're at the junkyard. Cars are getting scrapped pretty quickly, so you better just take stuff that you might need in case. And then of course the later style hatch has a bumper that's built in here. So I think that's a function of the later style. You can't go wrong with junkyard prices. One step closer to being complete. Yeah, you'd have to retrofit it. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'll just let her be as she is. And I'm glad that I've still got rubber bumpers on the sides here, because those are important. When was the last time you ever used a knife to open a box? Because I certainly don't remember my last time. We're always using keys, sometimes spoons. Hello, hello, hello. Okay, this was my first order before I knew I needed a timing belt. So we're getting our valve cover gasket, an air filter. This is for my Z4. This is for the S60R. For the Z4. Oh, the heaviest one. For the 240. Also for the 240. Lifetime replacement. So what else do we have here? And some oil for the BMW. Again, everything comes with a lifetime warranty, so as soon as this radiator hose wears out, I can just send it back to FCP and they'll give me another one.